Hello everyone, I hope that you all will be fine. So, today the topic of our video is a poem that was written by Christina Rossetti, When I Am Dead, My Dearest. So, let's start with the introduction of the poetess. Actually, Christina Rossetti was born in 1830 in December and she died in December 1894. She was born in the family of poets and artists और इनका जो घराना था that was very religious और इसकी वजह से इन्होंने दो मैरिज प्रपोजल्स भी रिफ्यूज़ किए थे. इनकी ज़्यादातर जो पोइम्स है, ज़्यादातर जो पोइट्री है, इनकी राइटिंग ज़्यादातर रिलीजियस है, बट some poems are there that are written on some passionate or love poetry like this. So let's start the poem without any further delay. When I'm dead, my dearest, sing no sad songs for me. Plant thou no roses at my head, nor shady cypress tree. Be the green grass above me, with showers and dewdrops wet, and if thou wilt remember, and if thou wilt forget. I shall not see the shadows, I shall not feel the rain, I shall not hear the nightingale sing on, as if in pain. And dreaming through the twilight, that doth not rise nor set, happily I may remember, and happily may forget. Starting with the first two lines of the stanza, when I am dead, my dear rest, sing no sad songs for me. The first stanza of the poem describes the world of the living people. Normally, we find that after the death, people express their griefs by singing sad songs, but the poet thinks that they are just showing off. When she is dead, she won't be able to hear any songs. She would not be able to enjoy the songs. She does not want her dearest to sing the sad songs for her because she thinks it only makes them weak. So in the first stanza, the poetess is saying that do not show off by singing sad songs on my death. So in the next two lines, plant thou no roses at my head, nor shady cypress tree. Cypress tree का मतलब है snowber के दरख्त. Okay? So in the next lines, the poet addresses her dearest one that she does not want others to plant roses or shady cypress trees at her tomb. She likes her tomb with the green grass. After her death, she will be buried in the grave and she will go into the world of the dead. So she will not see the shadows of the cypress planted by her dearest one. Now, she is explaining the worthlessness of planting cypress trees above her. While alive, she suffered from diseases like depression, Graves' diseases, and breast cancer, and she had enough of her dearest love. She is now consoling them by arguing that her death is her freedom from all those diseases. In that respect, the shadows connotatively means the darkness that she had to go through while alive. Okay, now coming towards the next lines, be the green grass above me, with the showers and dewdrops wet. Now, in these lines, the poetess does not like showy behavior. She rather thinks that if the people are really sorry for the death of their loving person, only few drops of tears will be sufficient. As the showers and dewdrops make the grass green forever, so the tears will make their love eternal. And grass is a plant that can be stepped on, drowned in the rain, or put through some drought and continue to grow. So, being the grass is like a metaphor for enduring and continuing to move forward with life. And if thou wilt remember, and if thou wilt forget. So these are the last lines of the first stanza. And in these lines, the poetess is saying that it is equally meaningless to insist someone to remember him or her after his or her death. So therefore, she gives her dearest one the freedom to remember or forgetting as he or she wishes. हम किसी को ज़बरदस्ती नहीं कह सकते कि if I die, then you have to remember me. तो यहाँ पर पोइटिस ने एक बहुत ही प्यारी बात कहती है कि अगर तुम्हारा दिल करे याद रखो, नहीं तो it's okay. And the poetess has criticized the showing behavior and suggested some more sincere ways to express one's sadness. And similarly, she also seems to be giving more importance to life than after death rituals. Many people neglect their loved one when they are alive, but try to show their grief by spending a lot of time and money when they are dead. So क्या फ़ायदा उन सब चीज़ों का जब जिंदा इंसान के पास you have nothing to spend the time and when they are dead you are showing care for them. So the poet seems to be against such attitude and conduct. Rather, people should be humble in expressing their love and their sadness for the departed ones. So it's the end of the first stanza. Let's start the second one. I shall not see the shadows, I shall not feel the rain. It's quite simple कि अगर एक बंदा मर गया है, he is not able to see the shadows, he is not able to feel the rain. So the poetess says that she shall not experience once she is dead and in her grave. She will not longer have the human sensory experiences of seeing or hearing or to feel something. Therefore, she will know nothing of what people do at her. She states that she will not be there to notice that what she is missing, either it will be good or bad. She will not see the shadows of the cypresses planted by her dearest one, and she will not feel the rain or tears. So, she says earlier that it's simple to shed some tears on her death, but do not have a showy behavior. Next, she says that I shall not hear the nightingale sing on, as if in pain. The speaker claims here that she will also lose the senses of hearing after death by saying, I shall not hear the nightingale sing on as if in pain. So, similar to the Lord Buddha's preaching of pain's inevitability, there is pain even in the world of the speaker, or we might also say Rosette's life. Once she is dead, she tells her dearest that she will no longer hear about the worldly sufferings implicated by the Nightingale's song of pain. So, in the next lines, she continues that, and dreaming through the twilight, that doth not rise nor set. And dreaming through the twilight that doth not rise nor set, she may either remember or forget her dearest. By twilight, the speaker is most possibly referring to her belongliness, like the twilight as the time when the sun is neither fully rising, neither fully set. That also does not qualify her for extreme pain or extreme joy. In the next lines, the poetess says that happily I may remember and happily may forget. The same thing she is referring in these lines, that अगर आपको याद रखना है आप याद रखो, अगर नहीं रखना then forget me. Now summarizing the complete poem that written by Christina Rossetti. Her poem, When I Am Dead, My Dear Rest, has two stanzas and each addresses different issues. In the first stanza, she talks about what she expects her loved ones to do after her death, while in the second, she talks about what she will do after that. So, in the first stanza of When I Am Dead, My Dear Rest, the speaker asks her near and dear ones not to sing sad songs for her. She further demands of them not to plant roses and not even shady cypress trees. Instead, she asks them to let there be the green grass above her that is soaked by showers and dewdrops. Finally, she asks them to remember if they wish to and to forget if their wishes are so. However, this is only about living beings. In the next stanza of When I Am Dead, My Dearest, the speaker makes several announcements about what she will do once she is dead. It specifically deals with the poet's experience in the grave. She says that she will neither see the shadows nor feel the rain. Moreover, she will not even hear the sad songs of the nightingale. She promises to dream during the twilight but cannot guarantee if she can remember or forget her dearest. Let me just quickly summarize the complete poem. That in this poem, the speaker's message is to her beloved, and she tells the beloved that he should not be sad and need not remember her because as she will be dead, she may or may not even know what he is doing in the land of the living. So that's all about the poem, and the form and structure that were used in this poem was repetition, alliteration, structure and versification, meters, enjambments, and metaphor. So thank you so much for watching my video and stay tuned and Khudafiz.